I think everyone in our neighboring jurisdictions also heard that. Welcome. We have all made it to Tuesday, May 5th. Meeting has now been called to order. We will start with roll call. Tracy.
Councilmember Brandon Whedon,
Present.
Councilmember Angela Jefferson,
Present.
Councilmember Joan Cathy,
Present.
Councilmember Eileen Swarthout,
Present.
Councilmember Megan Sullivan,
Present.
Councilmember Peter Agabi,
Present.
Councilmember Kelly Von Holtz,
Present.
Mayor Lietta Dalhoff.
I am also here. Please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands.
I'm going to thank everyone in advance for your patience with us because I have a feeling we're going to have a few chuckles in this meeting. We are now on to item number 4. Look how fast we are. Special items. First, we're going to start with Councilmember Swarthout reading a proclamation for Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander Heritage Month for May 2026.
Thank you, Mayor. Whereas Asian Pacific American Heritage Week was established by Congress in 1978 to commemorate the arrival of the first Japanese immigrants to the United States on May 7, 1843, and to honor the critical contributions of Chinese laborers to the completion of the Transcontinental Railroad on May 10, 1869. And whereas Asian Pacific American Heritage Month was officially designated in 1992 to celebrate the historical and cultural contributions of the AANHPI communities across the United States. And whereas in 2000, the Washington State Legislature officially proclaimed the month of May as Asian Pacific American Heritage Month in recognition of the state's vibrant and diverse population, which includes representation from 48 Asian and Pacific Island nations. And whereas Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander Heritage Month provides an opportunity to reflect on the systemic discrimination, exclusion, violence, and other challenges faced by AANHPI communities while renewing our commitment to creating a more inclusive and equitable society for all. And whereas the City of Tumwater proudly embraces the cultural diversity of our community and honors organizations, families, and individuals of Asian, Pacific, and Native Hawaiian and Pacific Islander AANHIP descent and appreciation of their invaluable contributions that enrich and sustain us as a community. And therefore, Lietta Dalhoff, Mayor of the City of Tumwater, does hereby proclaim the month of May 2026 Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander Heritage Month and calls upon the people of the City of Tumwater to celebrate the contributions of Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islanders in our community and across the nation.
Thank you, Councilmember Swarthout. We have one of my favorite peeps, Lynn Crowley, President, Asian Pacific Islanders Coalition of South Puget Sound, and some other amazing peeps. Lynn, would you like to take the mic with your friends and share a few words with us?
Thank you so much for the opportunity to address the whole council. And again, my name is Lynn Crowley. I'm with the Asian Pacific Islanders Coalition of South Puget Sound. And with me, we have some of our members here. I just finished, talking with City of Olympia, so I may sound like I'm, breathing really hard because of that. I apologize. But I do want to take this opportunity to say thank you for offering this wonderful proclamation to recognize all of the AANHPI's members of our community, their contributions, but also recognizing their, struggles in the past. And we are hoping that through our join together to put together some celebration events, we will be able to really help people to get to know each other more and also to, know each other as neighbors, not just strangers. because I know there are a lot of folks who still say, well, are they strangers? Are they foreigners? All of those kind of things can be dissolved if you get to know each other on a personal level. And therefore, I'd like to take this opportunity to say that we are very glad to have had the opportunity to put together a AANHPI Heritage Month celebration. And it's going to be happening on May 23rd at the South Puget Sound Community College Lacey campus. It's a free event. Everyone is invited. So you are all welcome to join. There will be all kinds of arts and craft resources, information, as well as performances and food to enjoy. So I really hope that you will have an opportunity to do so and also get a chance to witness all the vibrant communities we have in our bigger communities. There are a lot of organizations in this area. So the few people you see here are only a few representatives of our community because really when it comes to having our community to be represented, as you already share, there are 48 of those groups around. So we have a lot of different countries, folks that are in this area. However, different people come in different time. I myself is someone who comes for my education. And then I got married, so I stay. So there are a lot of different people for different reasons that are in our community. So I certainly hope, get to know us a little bit more. And we would love to get to know you more too. Thank you so much again for the opportunities. And I hope all of you got a chance to get a copy of the event. And I was going to say, we have a website. So for those of you who don't have a flyer, who would like to find out a little bit more about this event, you can just go to APIC South Puget Sound, or you spell out the full name, of course, Asian Pacific Islanders Coalition of South Puget Sound .org, and then you will see the event link that shows all the different events that we are organizing, including this one that's happening. And then there's another one that one of our groups are going to also be hosting, which is Guest Chef Night. It's on May 30th. That's going to be happening at Asho Center, which is located right here in Tumwater. So I also want to put in a plug for them. Again, if you do have any questions or like to find out more information, I will stay for a little bit extra time later so we can get a chance to share more information with you if you like. Thank you.
Lynn, you actually do have a question.
Sure.
From Councilmember Jefferson.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Are there any opening ceremonies, or are we just going to come and just enjoy the food and?
That's a very good question. We do have a little opening ceremony during the event. So it's going to start at 11 and then go until 4. And our 11 to about 11:15, 20 is our opening time.
Okay.
And we usually like to invite dignitaries, including all the city council members. You are all going to be getting an invitation directly from me
Okay.
to invite you to join us. Obviously, we love to see you there, but we are also going to be sending some invitation to the county and to the state too. So there may be Congress members that will join us too.
Okay.
They did last year. So
Okay.
just for your information.
Thanks. Thanks.
Thank
Lynn.
you. Is there any other question?
No.
No? Okay. So do you want to say a few words about your event? Sure. Okay, go ahead. If you don't mind.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, please.
I'm not going to say no.
Good evening, Ms. Mayor, council members and staff and visitors. My name is Dr. Usha Sahadeva Brooks. I too came here to study 46 years ago and got married, had children, so stayed. Otherwise, I would have gone back to England. I am happy. I am really, I feel very honored that the council has come together and given us the proclamation. Along with that, we're having an event at our show, and I know I've seen a few of you at our show. It's a guest chef night, and it's a mixture of Bengali food as well as Southern Louisiana food. So please stop by, and there is a QR code. I gave a flyer to the recording secretary. You could get your tickets there, and we'd like to see you. Unfortunately, it's not a free event, but I came to tell you that there was an event, and please, and the same to everybody else. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Again, I was going to say this event is completely free, the May 23rd. So I just want to make sure you know that. And is there any other question that I may be able to answer? Okay. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, Lynn. Yes. Can we all awkwardly walk down and take a group photo with you with a proclamation? Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Where else do you want? Right here? This is like whatever. Okay, that's why that's why this. Yeah. Because I have to make sure I have
Yes, thank you very much. Bye. See you on the 30th. It's like a bite. I like how there's some places in there, but some places I live on the other side.
All right. From now on, after we read a commercial, two council members will automatically switch chairs each time. We are moving on to proclamation for Bicycle Month, and we have Mayor Pro Tem Von Holtz reading it.
Okay. Whereas bicycling is one of the most energy efficient forms of transportation and is a mode of transportation well suited to urban environments, and whereas bicycle commuting reduces energy consumption, pollution, and congestion, and whereas it has been demonstrated bicycling improves people's health, well-being, and quality of life, attracts tourism and local business spending, and fosters community, and whereas the National Nonprofit Bicycling Safety and Education Association, the League of American Bicyclists, has declared the month of May to be National Bike Month for the 70th consecutive year. And whereas the City of Tumwater supports healthier alternatives to inefficient drive-alone trips, particularly for travel around the city, by building bicycle infrastructure and participating in the Commute Trip Reduction Campaign. And Whereas Intercity Transit, with many sponsors, including local and regional businesses and organizations, is hosting the 39th Annual Bicycle Community Challenge during the month of May 2026. Now, therefore, Leetta Dahlhoff, Mayor of the City of Tumwater, do hereby proclaim the month of May 2026 Bicycle Month.
Bicycles.
Month in the City of Tumwater, and in recognition of National Bike Month and Clean Air Month, she encourages all residents to put forth their best effort to use active modes of transportation.
Thank you so much. We have Allie Fuller from Intercity Transit, and I don't want to make assumptions, but I do see someone else in the audience wearing a bicycle helmet. Would they? What? Would you also like to engage? I mean, hi.
Hello, my name is Allie Fuller, and today I am representing Intercity Transit's Walk and Roll program and the Thurston County Bicycle Community Challenge. And here we have
Bonnie Blessing.
Hi, Bonnie.
Good to meet you.
So thank you so much for welcoming us here tonight. And of course, thank you for once again proclaiming May to be Bicycle Month in the City of Tumwater. I am a new face here, but Bicycle Month and our local celebration of it, the Bicycle Community Challenge, is far from new. The BCC, as we call it for short, has now entered its 39th year, which is pretty special. So next year is the big 4-0. We'll celebrate big. The BCC is always fun, free, and open to people of all ages and abilities around Thurston County. With the primary goal of getting more people on bikes during the month of May, we invite people to cycle for any reason. But here are some of the reasons our past participants have provided. Many choose to cycle in order to lower their transportation costs. During a time of sky-high fuel, vehicle, and insurance prices, cycling presents a low-cost alternative. Others cite environmental impacts as a leading motivation. Cycling can dramatically reduce an individual's consumption of fossil fuels. The U.S. Department of Energy cites that about 51% of vehicle trips are 6 miles or less in length, so these are the trips that we could really cut with bicycle use. And others choose cycling for its numerous benefits to both physical and mental health. And finally, cycling is just a whole lot of fun. People enjoy cycling to new places, meeting new people, and just enjoying the ride. And when asked the question, what would lead you to bike more frequently? The answer is almost always the same, and that is safer and more connected bicycle infrastructure. When we create more spaces for pedestrians and cyclists, we improve roadway safety for every user group. And this year's theme is enjoy the scenery along the route. I too brought flyers for everybody, so I'll leave them over at the check-in table when I'm done. So on that note, to celebrate the theme, I just want to take a very quick journey through Walk and Roll's path through 2025. We grew in size and scope over the past year. We have more staff. We're expanding our events to new places, such as the City of Tumwater. Yeah. And so throughout Thurston County in 2025, Walk and Roll taught over 2,600 people bicycle safety skills. We taught 433 people about bicycle maintenance. We distributed 277 new and refurbished bikes to community members, and participants logged over 76,000 miles in the Bicycle Community Challenge. So we're very excited for all the next year has in store. And the good news is the BCC already started on May 1st, so you can get on your bike and log your miles now through May 31st. And it truly is as easy as hopping on your bike, going for a ride, and then logging those rides on the website, because that is how you earn prizes. You can compete as an individual or on a team, and you can also participate in some of our free and fun events throughout the month. We have Bike Anywhere Day on May 14th, and the City of Tumwater is a proud station host. So between 7 and 9 a.m. on May 14th, stop by City Hall for some coffee, snacks, bicycle resources, and other goodies. And Tumwater City Hall is also a starting point for our May 20th Bike Month celebration ride. We will cycle to Tumwater Historical Park and enjoy a nice picnic lunch together, and we have e-bike demos and other things going on there. We also have a youth bike summit ride on May 31st, so invite all the young bikers in your life to come out to that as we cycle up and down the Chehalis Western Trail. And so much more, so please go to our website, bcc.intercitytransit.com, and please bike during May. I hope to see you out there on 2 wheels. Thank you.
I dig that. Thank you, Allie. I'm looking at our communications director, Jason. Do we have like scheduled social media posts about some of the elements that Allie? Yeah. We're on it, Allie.
Awesome. Yes, a shout out to Alyssa Jones-Wood, who is
She's a rock
helping
star.
coordinate.
Allie and Bonnie, would it be awkward if we took a photo with you with a proclamation?
Never.
Thank you so much. Let's do it.
We've done some bike to a couple of maybe Tumwater for next year. Oh, yeah.
So Ally, what's your favorite bike route?
You just need to make sure that the jolt is here for that moment.
It's like, Allie, can we have the bike? Can I get on the bike?
Oh my gosh, you can. I'd have to go side saddle.
Look at that saying. Next romance. Amazing. Oh, yes, Bob. Thank you for coming. We are moving on to the proclamation for Emergency Medical Services Week. Do I need to invite all of you in to awkwardly stand? Yes. Okay. You are all welcome to come and randomly stand there while Councilmember Sullivan will read the proclamation. Thank you so much.
Whereas emergency medical services is a vital public service that provides life-saving and supporting care to the people of Tumwater 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And whereas access to quality emergency care dramatically improves the survival and recovery rate of those who experience sudden illness or injury. And whereas the emergency medical services team consists of first responders, emergency medical technicians, paramedics, emergency medical dispatchers, firefighters, police officers, educators, administrators, pre-hospital nurses, emergency physicians, trained members of the public, and others out of hospital medical care providers. And whereas the members of emergency medical services teams, whether career or volunteer, engage in thousands of hours of specialized training and continuing education to enhance their life-saving skills. And whereas the people of the city of Tumwater recognized the need for and initiated a countywide emergency medical services system since 1974, emergency medical services has grown to fill a gap by providing important out-of-hospital care, including preventative medicine, follow-up care, and access to telemedicine. And whereas it is appropriate to recognize, honor, and promote the value of the accomplishments of emergency medical services providers and Thurston County Medic One Emergency Medical Services System by designating Emergency Medical Services Week. Now, therefore, Leetta Dahlhoff, Mayor of the City of Tumwater, does hereby proclaim May 17th through 23rd, 2026, Emergency Medical Services Week in the City of Tumwater, and encourages all people to join in this observance to recognize those who give so much of themselves and consistently rise to the challenge for the safety and health of others.
Thank you, Councilmember Sullivan. AC, I'm sorry I don't have walk-on music for you, but next time if you could just submit that in advance, we'll have that ready for you.
Yes,
AC
ma'am.
Bates,
I promise.
did you just call me ma'am? How dare you?
I'm not allowed to call you anything other than Mayor Dahlhoff, I think, tonight. Council, thanks for having me. My name is AC Bates. I'm the medical services officer next door at the fire department. In preparation for tonight, I looked up the history of EMS Week because I was curious. And I learned that it was originated in 1974 by President Gerald Ford. And now the National Association of EMTs and the Association of Collegiate Emergency Physicians carry the torch forward to recognize EMS professionals and the work we do. Which I thought was funny that it dates back that far because in 74, EMS was 8 years old. And today, Lieutenant Fox could put a ultrasound probe on my abdomen and tell me what I ate for dinner. And I think in '74 it was like a Chevy Cavalier station wagon with like gauze and Vaseline. So it's kind of interesting just to think about the progression in just a couple decades. Anyways, I prepared some remarks, so I'll stick to that. The default imagery for most people when they think about the fire department is probably a big red fire truck spraying water on a Ripon 2-alarm commercial job, which is dope. But the fact of the matter is that 4,766 times in 2025, at least one Tumwater Fire Department unit was requested for EMS, emergency medical services, which is over 85% of the calls we ran in that time. So please don't tell the engine guys I said this, but we would be more aptly named the Tumwater EMS and Fire Department. Those numbers mean that 13 times a day in our community, someone calls having
AC,
the
you know
worst day
these
of their
meetings are recorded, right?
life.
They're recorded. Okay, keep going, AC. It's okay.
For next time. So 13 times a day in our community, someone calls having the worst day of their life, whether someone's dead or dying, sick, injured, entrapped, lost, overdosed, confused, in crisis, hurting themselves or someone else, or a litany of other uncomfortable possibilities. The remarkable men and women next door respond to each and every one of these calls, no matter the circumstance. So 13 times per day, our paramedics and EMTs perform as emergency physicians, grief counselors, crisis clinicians, addiction specialists, social workers, and many other capacities, some of which we couldn't even think of. EMS is truly just a catch-all term for the people that show up to save the day when it's your worst, whatever that might mean. Under the guidance of Thurston County Medic 1 and Medical Program Director Dr. Larry Fontanella, your city EMS department employs, and fire department, employs the most capable and heroic men and women you can meet, and I'm honored to work for them and support their mission. What's most remarkable is that after each encounter, while the rest of those involved recover from whatever they've been through, these incredible human beings head back to the station, dust themselves off, and get ready for the next call. Because there'll always be a next call, and the Tumwater EMS and Fire Department will be ready. Thank you.
Does anyone behind you want to speak? I mean, I'm looking at Ryan. No, okay, that's okay. Okay. Anyone else want to say anything? No, awkward. Okay, so can we make it more awkward and do a group photo? Thank you so much. One second, Councilmember Agave.
So 13 calls a day?
13 EMS calls per day.
I mean,
on average.
An average calls a day.
Correct, in 2025.
So for 365, that's a lot of calls.
Quite a few.
So
4,766 last year.
So you're smiling and you're having fun. So how do you cope?
Well, these guys got to stay here tonight and run the calls. I get to go home and go to bed, so I'm smiling.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember. Any other questions for AC to drag this out longer? Let's make him stand up there. Anyone? Oh, yeah. Councilmember Swarthout.
What's your favorite shift, Mayor?
What's my, excuse me. I would have to ask.
Day shift.
I would have to ask Madre. She's seen them the most.
Yes.
She's seen all of them. Thank you all for coming to my house and saving my mother's life. Yes. All of them. There's 5 shifts, right? A, B, C, D. Four. A, B, C, D. Right? Yeah. I've seen them all. They're all amazing. Yeah. That didn't come out. That we should have planned that better. That was really awkward. Any other questions? No. Photo time.
I don't want to speak either. I didn't. No, you needed to. I was wondering what the word was. I was told, ma'am.
I received instructions. All right.
That was a good one.
That, all right. We have gotten our steps in for this evening. We are be sitting for the rest of the time. Tracy, do you have anyone for public comment in person or online?
We do not have anybody online. I have 2 people that have signed up on the sign-in sheet, but let me go ahead and read the rules around the public comment. At this time, we'll receive public comment. You may comment on items relating to city business not scheduled for a public hearing. When I call your name, please come up to the podium, speak into the microphone, and state your name and contact information for the record. Each individual will be limited to 1 3-minute period to make their remarks regardless of the number of topics they wish to address. Speakers may not comment upon, promote, advocate, or oppose or speak against a pending initiative, ballot measure, or candidate. All comments shall be directed towards council as a whole, not individual council members and not to members of the audience. Please refrain from disruptive behavior such as booing, hissing, audible comments, cheering, or clapping. So the first person I have on the list is Lynn Crowley. I'm not sure if she's still here. Okay, that could be the case for Miss Chandra Brooks. Nobody here. So is there anybody else in the audience that didn't sign up on the sign-up sheet that would like to speak?
Come on,
Hello, how do we do that? My name's Bonnie Blessing. I'm trying to help a landowner at 6138 Kersap Road who offered me her property today maintain habitat for one of the rarest species that you guys are trying to manage for, the Oregon spotted frog. And it's been extremely difficult to manage habitat. They need a very narrow water table fluctuation thing. And I have concerns, and the landowner has concerns about all this upcoming stuff going on. There's impervious surface, there's new stormwater ponds, there's a proposal to possibly pump a lot of water from the brewery wells, as much as 7,000 acre feet, I believe. If it's 43 gallons per minute, that's a lot of water. And there's an old geologic report that says that her property and the property west of Trosper Lake is connected to those wells in some fashion. And then there's possibly other water type projects going on. And our concern is that will make managing habitat at this particular property much more difficult. And so what I'm asking is for massive amounts of monitoring, and I'm looking forward to any Tumwater staff that can advise on issues going on private land and on other properties where people are trying to actively manage for listed species in that area.
Bonnie, thank you for coming in. And I'm looking at Administrator Simmons and Assistant Administrator Adams. Who would like to swap contact information or share contact information? Who wants to? All right. So Bonnie, thank you for bringing that to our attention. And do you mind going out into the lobby with Administrator Simmons and swapping some information so we can circle back with you? And that circle back was just for Councilmember Kathy. That I said circle back. That was for you. Tracy, anyone else?
No, nobody else.
That's perfect. Thank you. We are moving on to item number 6, consent calendar. Is there any item that council would like removed from the consent calendar? If not, I would entertain a motion. You got
So moved.
Wait, I have to
Oh, second.
Thank you. I am delayed today. Okay, I am delayed at everything. So we have a motion from Councilmember Weedon, a second from Councilmember Swarthout. Any discussion? See none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Thank you so much. We are moving on to item number 7, council considerations. We have 2026 Community Develop Block Grant Funding recommendations. And that was Assistant City Administrator Kelly Adams. What do you need from council tonight?
Good evening, Council. I'm Kelly Adams. I'm your Assistant City Administrator, and I'm here to circle back with you on Community Development Block Grant funding. So first, I just want to welcome our guests who are online. We have Alex Purse and Sharif Hossein from the Public Health and Social Services Department at Thurston County. They serve as our administrators of the Community Development Block Grant request for proposals and also the administration once awards are awarded. And then I also wanted to thank Brad Madrud and Sharon Labontabing for helping coach me through this process in my first year. So on our last episode of City Council in January 27th, we went over the definition of this program. And this is an annual grant program from the Housing and Urban Development Office that is awarded to states, cities, and counties to develop viable urban communities by providing decent housing and a suitable living environment, and by expanding economic opportunities, principally for low and moderate income persons. And so we share this funding on a 2-year rotation cycle with our South County sisters and Thurston County. Lacey and Olympia have their own entitlements, and they're not part of our 2-year rotation. And this is a program that we have participated in years prior. So for this year, the program year 2026, the amount possible is around $911,000. Thurston County, right off the top, they retain 20% administrative costs. And these administrative costs are not limited to the first year of service. These are long-term administrative costs. Many of the projects and programs actually can take several years. So for example, if it's a home purchase or a home renovation, that's more than just 1 year of work.
Kelly, would you like questions during, or would you like council members to wait?
I love questions anytime.
Perfect. Councilmember Jefferson.
Okay, thank you, Assistant City Administrator. So can you tell me what was the total 2 years ago? Have you seen a reduction compared to that 911,107?
I can't tell you the exact number. That's in your packet, but I can tell you the number has reduced.
Okay, that'll work.
Yeah, number has reduced.
Councilmember Whedon.
You referred to Thurston County as taking 20% of the total overall budget for administrative costs. Do we know how much they will allow for allocation to these other grants for their administration costs?
20% is the standard rate.
For-
So we have an interlocal agreement with the other cities and with Thurston County.
Okay, so going back towards these recipients of these grants, they can ask for 20% administrative costs. Is that correct as well? Or do we not know that?
Could I ask you to phrase that just a different way?
So like rebuilding together the Habitat for Humanity, is there a limit to how much they get for their administrative costs?
No, so when they apply, that it would be part of their whole project package, is that they're considering their overhead and costs and their costs for their program.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, and so something that council talked about and discussed in January and agreed to was that we would take advantage of the 15% of the total annual funding to go to public service projects. And so here's a brief screenshot of the program year award amount, the administrative fee, what is available for capital projects, and what's available for public service projects. And so at the April 24th Budget and Finance Committee, committee members looked at the took in different presentations. Each applicant had a 10-minute presentation and time for question and answers from the committee. And these were the different applications that were looked at. So in the first column, you see these were the request amounts. And you see the request amount was more than the actual funds available. And so I've made once we remove applicants who were not awarded funding. So this is some simpler tables to show you the applicants who were recommended for funding. And so after this council approves a recommendation, then this goes on to Thurston County staff. And so the final authority for these decisions are the Thurston County Board of Commissioners. And once you approve a recommendation, Thurston County Public Health and Social Services staff, that's Alex and Sharif, they will prepare an annual action plan, hold a 30-day public comment and public hearing, present the draft to the county commissioners for approval, and submit the plan to HUD for approval. And you can see here where we are in our calendar. So in the light green, we have the different meetings from Tumwater. And so now we're at the final Tumwater action, which is our May 5th meeting today. And so the staff recommendation is to approve the Budget and Finance Committee funding recommendation.
Councilmember Kathy.
Yes, I was wondering, Kelly, if you could go back to the first table that you showed that everybody worked off of. Yeah. I'm just wondering what was behind giving Boys and Girls Club a full amount. Is there something going on there that we're connected with, or is that just a decision?
Would any of the Budget and Finance Committee members like to speak on that?
Councilmember Jefferson.
Yes. The priorities that we looked at was homeless and houseless prevention. So their youth experiencing homelessness, there was a briefing on that. So, and we looked at food and nutrition and also looked at shovel-ready projects. So, for example, if they were looking for a house for a certain nonprofit. Now, if they had a house found, that would be different than we're going to take the money that you have and we're going to save it until we found a house. So we were looking for shovel-ready projects, looking for retired senior workers. For example, we had Rebuilding Together. They had, I believe, a total of backlog of about 50 big ticket items like roofs. So they help veterans and they help retirees, low income mostly. So we were just looking at homeless and houseless prevention, and that was a big portion of preventing homelessness for those youths.
Great question, Councilmember Kathy. We also have Mayor Pro Tem Von Holtz and Councilmember Swarthout that I'd like to answer as well. Councilmember Von Holtz. Thank you, Angela.
Thank you, Mayor. The Boys and Girls Club, the Tumwater Scholarships for Youth Experiencing Homelessness, this is a program that will not only allow for after-school activities, but even when school's not in service, and it also allows for transportation. And they kind of go later into the evening, so parents who maybe have issues with childcare, this will help them as they are trying to regain their foundation with employment. And so it's new to Tumwater, and we were just really excited for the opportunities for these youths that would be receiving these scholarships.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem Von Holtz. Councilmember Swarthout.
And in my notes, I had written down that they identified 149 Tumwater students housing insecure, and so the money that we awarded them will go to 25 youth scholarships that will work for the school year and also for summer camp. So they'll provide them with summer camp access as well.
So all of the kids are homeless? That many kids in
or housing insecure, as far
housing
as
insecure.
Yeah. Depending, that term could be couch surfing, just how they just describe that term.
Councilmember Gabi would like to contribute.
So I did encourage the Boys and Girls Club to apply, and this is based upon first-hand experience of what they do and how they provide services. My kids, when they went to the elementary school here in town, would go to Boys and Girls Club after hours, and I would pick them up. And then one day I went in there, and there were some kids doing homework. I came in very late, and I asked, how come they're not being picked up? I was told that they are homeless, so they don't have a place to go to. And at the time, that didn't make too much sense to me, so I just picked up my kids and I went home. So about 3 months ago, I ran into Felicia, who is, I believe, in charge of the kids area, and I encouraged her to tell the director that they need to apply. So in terms of the complementary of services that they provide, the 62,000 that they're giving is, to me, it's just too small. They should be giving like $100,000. They do homework, they do transportation, they do daycare. But here in Tumwater, I have been told that our homelessness, the reason why we don't see them is because they are mostly families with children in schools. That's why you don't see them walking the street. So.
Thank you, Councilmember Gubby. Councilmember Kathy, did that
Well,
provide
yeah.
more explanation?
I mean, I for years was on the group that made decisions on this. I know very much about the Girls and Boys Club. We started Girls Without Limits there. This is new, right? This is a somewhat new.
Correct.
Yeah, and I just didn't know about it, and I just thank you. I mean, I wanted to hear about what it was that, caught everyone's heart and mind. And
Yeah, great question, Councilmember Kathy.
So thank you, all of you who commented. Thank you for, enhancing this. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Kathy. This opens it up. Councilmember Kathy started. Any other council members have any comments, questions, would like clarifying information from Kelly Adams or anyone who serves on that committee?
I'm not acquainted with the first thing on the public service or the other section of that. Oh, Homes First, no, the Foundation for the Challenged.
Who would like to take that from the kid?
I'm just wondering how come they didn't get anything.
Councilmember Jefferson would like to answer.
Okay.
So they were also first-time applicants, and the challenge with that is it would be a group home for special needs adults, maybe 3 or 4. But the challenge was they didn't have a house or a home identified. So we looked hard at, should we give them this amount of money or should we use it to prevent that homelessness, right? To help fix up those houses with roofs and, caving in and windows that need to be done. So that's our decision-making factor right there was there's no home identified. So we couldn't justify giving them that money to just hold it in case they might find a house and they might need a couple more $100,000 to get a house because what houses cost here, $500,000 and more. So that was our decision-making factor.
Thank you, Councilmember Jefferson. Mayor Pro Tem Von Holtz wants to answer to Councilmember Kathy.
Thank you, Mayor. Yeah, Councilmember Kathy, I also had questions because I worked for several years at DSHS, and there are a lot of entities that are provided funding through the state for these kind of homes. And so I just was unclear of what other funding were available for the state. Through the state. So that was a question that wasn't clear to me also and part of my decision.
Well, thank you, both of you, for that. I really commend you for giving the money to the home repair. I mean, it says critical home repair, critical home repair. It is exactly critical. I know a person who this year finally got a ramp for their wheelchair. And that this group Rebuilding Together did that for them. So those are great programs. So good job in this. It's hard, isn't it? It's hard to decide who to help with limited amount of funds. So good job.
Thank you, Councilmember McCarthy. Councilmember Sullivan or Councilmember Whedon, do you have any comments or questions as you were not on the Budget and Finance Committee? Your mics are live.
I have a question about capital. It looks like awards were higher than requests because excess funds were available. I also recall from the work session that there was the potential that we could in-house some funds if wanted or needed, if we had plans or projects. I'm not saying we have plans or projects, but I wanted to just circle back to say this would have been an opportunity had we had plans or projects to take excess, simply fund the orgs at the amount they asked and retain funds for those plans or projects. So I'm looking forward to the opportunity to continue to plan with all of you for what this looks like, because CDBG comes back every 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah.
Thank you, Councilmember Sullivan. Councilmember Whedon.
I don't believe I have any questions, but I do appreciate all the work and effort that has gone into this. So thank you, and thank you, Council, for being here too for it.
Councilmember Sullivan would like to speak so that Brandon Whedon is not the last person who speaks.
I think I'm supposed to say when we vote that I will be recusing myself, but I'll say now I will be recusing myself because I work for Together, so I will not be voting on this as a package.
Perfect transition for this slide. I would like to entertain a motion, but please tell me if you want to make the motion so I can unmute your mic. Mayor Pro Tem Von Holtz.
I would like to move that we approve the city's 2026 Community Development Block Grant Award recommendations to the Thurston County Board of Commissioners based on the Budget and Finance Committee's funding recommendation.
Like to second that motion.
Thank you. We have a motion from Mayor Pro Tem Von Holtz and a second from Councilmember Jefferson. Any further discussion? Councilmember Swarthout.
Just on procedure, when you're going through it, as far as the timeline goes, it's not been my knowledge that the Board of Commissioners has not accepted our proposal. I don't anticipate that, but could they change what we did? I wonder if they could. So,
And this
would
is
it
the
come back
part of
to
the
us?
presentation where I'm going to phone a friend. So if Alex Purse or Sharif Hossein wants to come online and discuss what that would look like.
Right. Never mind.
You're correct that historically that hasn't occurred.
Okay, so that's good. All right. I will not jinx the process, and that was it. So, thank you.
Now that they have that idea in their head.
No,
They are online. We have the time.
no, let's
We-
go ahead. No, wait, it's not happened.
We
Let's
would
just
love
put the
to, he
vote.
came on video.
Okay.
We're going to listen. Now they're off video and they
We're
don't want to
good.
speak.
We're good.
Well, I'm deciding and I'm saying we have the time and space. So let's hear.
Okay.
Alex, could you come back, please?
Alex, come back.
Alex, it's great to see you.
Yes, hi, thank you all. Alex Pierce with Thurston County. I'm the Affordable Housing Program Manager. Yes, historically, that has not ever happened that the county commissioners have not approved what Tumwater has recommended. However, as the fiscal agent of these funds, it is, yes, within their purview to do so. But like you said, that has never occurred before.
Great background, Alex. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, thank you.
Any further discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Abstain?
Abstain.
Motion passes. Thank you, Assistant City Administrator Kelly Adams.
Thank you for reading my very long staff report.
It was great. Will the next staff report be longer, Brett? Next, we have ordinance number 2026-002, 2026 housekeeping amendments.
Good evening, Mayor, members of the council. I would like to start first with a comment. I know the council had been briefed on this particular ordinance in detail at the work session. So through the presentation, I'll move rather quickly, but if you have questions, please stop me. One of the discussion points at the work session was individual suggestions from council members and the mayor regarding amendments both to policy and to code. Just wanted to, again, reaffirm that it is the council's prerogative, as well as the planning commissioner, as well as members of the public and staff, to offer suggestions throughout the year for what can and can't be considered as part of your 27 work program. I've asked our deputy director, Sharon Labittabing, to present in the second meeting of August at your work session before you get knee deep into the budget, basically a check-in on the 26 work program to let you know where things are, and also to start discussions about potential things for 27. So I just want to have you keep that in mind as you're thinking of things and so forth. Your choices are let myself know or let Sharon know, or we can also have further discussions in August about that. Getting into the presentation, next slide, please. This is a request for the council to adopt ordinance number 2026-002, which is the 2026 housekeeping amendments. Recommendation from the Planning Commission is for the council to approve the ordinance. Next slide, please. Very quickly, again, as part of the housekeeping effort, which is also part of this larger work program discussion, staff has been gathering minor development code changes that can be considered collectively in this year. Again, these are intended to make only very minor changes to the city's development regulations. Next slide, please. 4 categories of amendments were considered. First were related to housing for State Department of Commerce comments. The second were child care centers. Third was signage, and fourth were essential public facilities. Next slide, please. The first set of comments were from the State Department of Commerce that were delivered to the city in January. And this was immediately after the adoption of both our comprehensive plan update and our development code update. They wanted some clarifying language about accessory dwelling units into the language. We've made some amendments to address their comments as part of this process. Next slide, please. Child care centers is in regard to some changes in state law in 2025, which would mandate the city allow child care centers in residential zones as an outright permitted use. Currently, it's a conditional use in the city. Next slide, please. So our proposed amendments would allow child care centers as permitted uses in all our zone districts, except for our light industrial and our airport related zones where there continue to be conditional uses. The reason for that is obviously they're also employment centers, but there are also other things that need to be accounted for when locating such facilities in areas that have more challenging land uses. Next slide, please. Next slide. The third set of amendments deals with our signage code. First one was to narrow the type of conditional exemptions in the sign code. The second part was to clarify when an increase in allowable square footage for both wall and monument signs for multiple building complexes or multiple tenant buildings that have frontage on Interstate 5 can be approved. Currently, the number of wall sides and the square footage of allowed wall and monument signage is not related to the size of the building or location relative to Interstate 5. Next slide, please. Councilmember Jefferson asked for an example of what this could look like. This slide shows a 150,000 square foot building that could be divided into multiple tenants. Please don't, this is not industrial design, it's not my strength. I tried to soften it by the red lines. This is about 600 feet long, but the example of the maximum sign that would be allowed facing Interstate 5 would be 30 by 10, a 300 square foot sign, and that's what that blue rectangle saying sign represents. That's the total area that would be. As you get smaller in building size, you still deal with that maximum. Next slide, please. And lastly, some changes were made again in the state legislature in 23 and 25 regarding essential public facilities. And so we wanted to make sure our code was updated to reflect what the requirements in the RCW are. Next slide. Again, the request on behalf of the Planning Commission is that the council consider tonight's ordinance and move forward with passing it.
Thank you, Brad. Any additional questions, comments from council? Your mics are open. If not, I would entertain a motion.
One sec.
Councilmember Agabi.
So this is a loan through Department of Ecology, right? It's a loan, right?
I don't quite understand the question.
I'm reading in here, it says it is a loan to recipient, the recipient being the city of Tumwater.
We're doing our ordinance updates.
Then I'm not tracking. I think we are
Item 7B.
7B.
If we have a loan through Ecology for this work, I'd be more than happy to.
Okay, so you guys, 7. Okay, I was looking at 6B. Okay, go ahead.
You have me briefly excited about the promise of.
You guys just have to be on the same page as me.
I mean, I love that Peter's keeping us on our toes. Thank you, Councilmember Gabi. Any other questions regarding 7B?
I'll make a motion.
Councilmember Swarthout.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to adopt ordinance number 2026-002, the 2026 housekeeping amendments.
I'll second.
Thank you. I have a motion from Councilmember Swarthout and a second from Mayor Pro Tem Von Holtz. Any additional discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes unanimously. Thank you so much, Brad. Now, everyone's favorite, employee benefits policy update. Michelle. Okay, it's too much. It's too much.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. I'm bringing to you tonight an employee benefit policy update as the last item from staff on the agenda. Washington cities are currently competing increasingly for talent and to retain employees. So when we're looking at us being in competition with our very close competitors here, even though they're not comparable cities, so Tumwater is an employer of choice. What can we do if we can't quite compete with salaries to be able to offer benefits that will allow us to compete for that same talent? So.
Flawless handoff.
Okay, so Tumwater being the employer of choice, as I said, we compete directly for municipal talent. Benefits are a primary recruitment driver that we have found. Turnover and vacancies impact service delivery and budget, and if we align our benefits, it improves our stability, culture, and the performance of our staff. So this proposal supports the council value of people and supports the council priority of Tumwater excellence. So the strategy for us to be an employer of choice is to offer competitive positioning. So let's align our benefits with the market, or as I said, we compete directly with two of our larger neighbors. What can we do to improve our benefits to compete with that same talent? Modern benefits. So have a leave structure, focus on work-life balance, which we found really matters in recruiting employees and retaining them. Workforce investment. We're investing in the growth and retention of the City of Tumwater staff. It'll improve culture. We're a people-centered environment and employer here. And the outcome is to attract, retain, and develop talent here at the City of Tumwater. So to close the gap, Tumwater versus our city market comparables. Currently, we offer 11 fixed holidays, 1 floating holiday. Our leave schedule for annual leave accruals starts at 8 hours per month. Looking at all of the comparables, we are below market when it comes to employee benefits offerings. What we'd like to propose is 12 fixed holidays instead of 11. That would be an addition of Christmas Eve. I've outlined all of these in your packet as well. Moving to 2 floating holidays instead of 1. The third offering, I think, is something that's fabulous. It's a community service day. So what that allows is it allows Tumwater staff to participate and volunteer at local nonprofits, schools, things of that sort. Habitat for Humanity, just doing different projects either on their own or with a group of Tumwater staff. We'd also like to improve our annual leave schedule and start that at 12 hours, which does align with the market or be slightly increased. Yes, go ahead, Councilmember Jefferson.
So for Community Day, it says 1.
Yes.
So it's 8 hours. So it can be, let's say, for Arbor Day, which is 4 hours. So they can take 4 hours for Arbor Day and 4 hours for another day, or 3 hours go to the food bank, or is that how that would work?
Yes, they would be able to take that in 1 hour increments.
In 1 hour increment. Okay. Thanks.
So what changes with this proposal? From below market to a very competitive alignment with our market comparables, from below market benefits to increasing the market benefits and the employee work-life balance, from recruitment challenges to a very competitive advantage, and from reactive hiring to a proactive workforce strategy.
Councilmember Jefferson.
Can you go back to the previous slide, please?
Yes.
So, as our HR director, have you ran into many recruitment challenges where people have said, I don't want to come to Tumwater because of, these amount of holidays, or they left because of that?
I have had some employees say, I'd really like to go somewhere else. They offer a better work-life balance.
Mhm.
While I'm not aware of anyone leaving at this time because of that reason, I do know recruitment-wise,
Mhm.
our leave accruals and holidays don't compare to our closest neighbors. So we have lost talent.
Okay.
Organizational impact. This is an indirect cost. We're not asking for additional monetary appropriations. This request is managed within current departmental budgets. It's more of an operational management and working with different leave scenarios with the department directors, the department managers, and planning ahead to make sure services within the city are covered. It improves recruitment competitiveness, reduces turnover risk, strengthens our long-term service delivery throughout the community because we're maintaining the same staff. It aligns Tumwater with the market, strengthens our workforce stability and our employer of choice culture, and I think supports overall long-term organizational excellence. So the requested action for council this evening is to approve the employee benefit policy updates, align Tumwater with the comparator market, strengthen our workforce stability, and support our long-term organizational excellence. Did anyone have any questions?
Councilmember Agabi.
So I'm looking at current holiday times and proposed times. And if I'm reading this correctly, it seems like it's just that one day that is different, right?
Christmas Eve.
Yes, Christmas Eve.
So then the question is, if you're comparing this say, to Battleground or even to Port Angeles, comparable city, where do we fall?
Proposing Christmas Eve day, that would align with the city of Covington, Bonnie Lake, Maple Valley, Monroe, and Port Angeles in our comparables.
But population-wise, Tumwater is bigger than Covington, right?
Yes. When we're looking at comparables, we actually look generally 50 to 60% above our population and 50 to 60% below our population. We also look at sales tax revenue and other comparator factors.
So I know that you don't want to compare with the state. The state does have a personal holiday that you are allocated to every year, and you use it or lose it. It goes kind of like that.
Yeah.
Might it not be advisable if Tumwater was doing the same thing, sort of December 24th, so that way you're not tied to that December 24th. You could use it any time of the year. It goes from on the calendar, you could use it anytime.
Yes. We did propose, Tumwater currently has one 8-hour floating holiday, and we're proposing 2 8-hour
On top of
floating holidays on top of the addition of Christmas Eve to be more in line with cities like Arlington, Bonnie Lake, Oak Harbor, Lacey, and others.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yes, this is non-represented staff only.
Okay.
Thank you, Councilmember Gabi. Any other questions for Michelle? If not, I would enter Councilmember Jefferson.
So this is for all employees, included the non-union and the union employees, or is this just for?
This is for non-represented staff.
Gotcha.
Vacation accruals and holiday accruals with the bargaining agreements, that's negotiated.
Okay.
Thank you, Councilmember Jefferson, for that clarification. Any other comments, questions, compliments for Michelle? If not, I'd entertain a motion. Councilmember Swarthout.
I make a request that the council approve, or I'll make a motion that the council approve and adopt the employee benefits policy update.
I second.
Oh, Councilmember Jefferson, your mic was still open. Look at that. That worked out naturally. That was perfect. That was amazing. We have a motion from Councilmember Swarthout and a second from Councilmember Jefferson. Any further discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you. We have now come to the time for the mayor and city administrator's report. Administrator Simmons.
Oh, there you go.
I have no report. Thank you.
It helps if I turn on your microphone. Noting the time, I have no report as well. So let's move on to council member reports. Let's start with Councilmember Kathy. Let's circle back with Councilmember Kathy.
Yeah, I'm not quite as dizzy tonight as I was the other night, all the circles. So that's good. I don't have a report. My meetings don't start until this week.
Thank you, Councilmember Kathy. Councilmember Swarthout, what is good with you?
I do have a few things I want to share. So on April 29th, I did do the tour for Sterling Pines, and that really was something to see. I had a friend that lived in those apartments back in 1979. And so it's really amazing to see the transformation. And I didn't realize there was another portion too that they converted. And so it's really going to be an awesome addition to our community to be able to have that new housing. And so I also had a chance to talk to, not Craig, but the other guy, about, because we did use some of our CDBG money once before to do a septic conversion. So anyway, and we were interested in the Sequoia project. So we were talking about 2 years from now, perhaps like looking at some housing, doing something with housing. So, and I appreciate what Councilmember Sullivan talked as well, that we could look at something that we could do. So it was it. And then on May 1st, I had TRPC. The most important thing that we did, again, was to review the call for projects. There's $16 million in federal transportation funds out there, 11 million for surface transportation block grant, and 5 million for the congestions mitigation. Air quality applications are out now. They'll be accepted from May 4th to June 5th. And so there's a whole schedule. And so eventually when they go through the process, we'll be seeing them. TRPC will have an opportunity. They'll go to the Transportation Policy Board for first review in September. TRPC will review them in October. And by November, TRPC will make the project selection and awards approval. So I expect to see, hopefully we'll see Tumwater in there. I haven't had a chance to talk to Brandon yet about that. And then on my other hat that I wear, Tumwater Education Foundation, we have our scholarships. So we'll be distributing our scholarships on Wednesday, May 13th, and Mayor Dahlhoff will be speaking to our graduates. So she'll be there. We'll be at New Market at noon. And then we do have a gala coming up. And so the Tumwater Education Foundation is doing a gala, our very first gala at the Flight Museum. It's going to be really fun. It's all flight themed, and we're going to be eating on airline trays. And we have stewardesses, and we have Captain Dave who will be there as well. And so we have dinner and drinks and music and raffles and all kinds of fun things. So it's going to be full on airline themed. So
Eileen, what is the date for that?
that will be Friday, May 15th at
Fantastic.
5:30 at the Flight Museum. more information on our website. And then on May 16th, my other thing, we are going to be dedicating markers for the 1984 Olympic Marathon Trials Committee. There's a marker down there now that we've replaced, and we're retelling the history and sharing the information about how a lot of people here don't even realize how Marathon Park became named Marathon Park. And so we are telling the story again and just sharing how 4 jurisdictions came together and put this together. This is, to me, as an elected official, realizing the cooperation of 4 jurisdictions. And that race really did go through Tumwater. A lot of the race really did. And we've got one of the photos is of people sitting on top of Brewery City Pizza watching the race go by. And so they had over 5,000 volunteers, 50,000 people were there at the race watching it, ABC News. Joan Benoit won. She was then later went on to the 1984 Olympics, and she was the only woman, U.S. woman, to win the gold medal. And since then, in 1984, so it was really, it's just a lot. And so the fact that it happened in our own city, our own town, our own little hometown, Olympia, Tumwater, Thurston County, is really a story to tell. So we just wanted to share that with people. So that's the other thing I'm working on. And 2 o'clock, May 16th, down at the lake. And I want to thank Tumwater for providing the podium and chairs for that event. And I've got Olympia providing tents. So it's going to be hopefully a sunny day. And we invite people to come down and share in the celebration.
Thank you. I will see you there as well.
Thank you.
So I'll see you 3 more times. Thank you, Councilmember Swarthout. Councilmember Sullivan, what's good?
I will be brief. On the 22nd of April, I attended regional housing and economic development. And over that weekend, I went to the NAACP of Thurston County meeting, not an official committee assignment. And then on the 30th of April, I attended regional housing ad hoc education committee work group. In my interest to learn more about housing, I opted to attend the South Sound Housing Affordability Partnership meeting, which is an intergovernmental body like Regional Housing Council, but structurally different up in Pierce County. Learned about their work plan and their draft budget that they were working on. So that was informative. And then on the 1st, I attended and participated in day 1 of the Thurston Forward DEIB, Diversity, Equity, Inclusion, and Belonging Summit, which City of Tumwater was a co-planner and co-sponsor of. Along with my seatmate, Councilmember Jefferson, and Communications Director Jason Wetstein, and 4 members of our Equity Commission, I think, were there. And if I didn't name anyone else who was there, sorry, I missed you. And it was a wonderful day 1. I was unable to attend day 2. But what I will say, my one report out from that is Paddle to Nisqually 2026 is Canoe Journey, which is ending in Nisqually. And there was an invitation and request by Nisqually tribe representatives. Anybody who's interested in volunteering, there's a form on their website on how you can sign up to volunteer. Many hands make light work, and that is a large undertaking to do many days of ceremony. And if folks are not interested or able to volunteer, there's also open invitations to the public to attend portions of protocol, which is cultural celebrations. So if you don't know anything about that, check that out online or ask around or learn more, because canoe journeys are really beautiful. And that is all.
Thank you, Councilmember Sullivan. Mayor Pro Tem Von Holtz, what is good?
I attended Thurston County LEAD. And when I think I took over, used to be on LEAD. And there were 0 referrals from Tumwater Police when I first started on that committee. And now we are up there with the sheriff's office for referrals. So this is when someone becomes justice involved and an officer decides to coordinate with members of LEAD, which is law enforcement assisted diversion. So they don't need to go to jail. They need wraparound services. And so our police officers connect them with that. And so we have gone from no referrals to no, I'm actually gonna
When you had
back in the day. But I am going to give props to Acting Chief Carlos Quiles because he and I became like, I was just like, do you know about these meetings? And he started going, and now he has a lieutenant that's going. So Tumwater is becoming more and more involved on the police side.
I also didn't tell Chief I think you need
Okay.
to wrap this up.
It's not going how I intended. Anyhow, good job. I attended day 2 with Councilmember Jefferson and 3 of our Equity Commission and Kelly Adams and Jason. We were at the DEIB conference, and I will just say that I got to attend several of the planning meetings to get that event off and running. And there was a lot of work, and it was a really good event. I wanted to go to day 1, but I couldn't, but I got to see the youth panel, and that was very eye-opening. Our youth are asking the grown-ups in the room to act like grown-ups, and I hear that. And then next week we have public health and safety, and I have a lot, and that is all.
Councilmember Agabi, what's good?
So I don't have anything currently there in the future. I have a TRPB, President County Transportation Board, on Wednesday the 13th, and then potentially maybe the Disability Board, because that always gets canceled if you don't have anything to discuss. And then for the opium abatement, we moved that to June 3rd. So that is all I got.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Councilmember Agabi. Councilmember Jefferson, what's good?
Yes, on the 23rd of April, the Public Works Committee met and we discussed the 2026 National Pollutant Discharge Elimination System. It was an information briefing only. We also discussed acceptance of Barnes Lake Management District Budget and Work Plan. It was, we voted to place it on today's consent calendar, and resolution number R2026-005, receipt authority for the Water Quality Combined Financial Assistance Agreement. And we also voted to place it on the consent calendar for today. On Thursday, we're going to discuss the interlocal agreement with the City of Olympia, City of Lacey, and Thurston County for implementing the South Sound Green Program, the Canopy Equity Program, and additional construction funds request with Active Construction, Inc. for the Second Avenue Pedestrian and Bicycle Improvement Project. On the 23rd of April, the EMS committee met. It was we had quite a few topics. The highlights were EMS contract approval process update, conflict of interest policy clarification. We had an extensive conversation on that, and conflict of interest and contract negotiation. And I wanted to share with the team here, staff and Parks and Rec, a positive comment that I received in my inbox from one of our residents. And it was about the new council corner that the mayor, when she came on, when she was elected, she said she wanted us to communicate with our residents to let them know what's going on as a council. So I wrote the first one on Tumwater on Tap. I believe it was last month. So this is going to take maybe about 2 minutes, Mayor. As a military retiree and transplant to Tumwater, Washington, I didn't know how the rich history of our beautiful city was. Since serving on city council, I've learned and discovered so much about our unique and special city. Do you know who Michael T. Simmons, Peter G. Schmidt, and George Bush are? They are not just names of schools. They are founding members of the first European American settlement in Washington state. Tumwater has always been a warm, welcoming, and inclusive city. My goal is to tell this history and promote Tumwater to become a vacation destination. One can easily spend several days here in Tumwater, discovering our unique spaces and historic places like the Schmidt House, Historic Park, Brewmaster's House, Union Pioneer Cavalry Historic Cemetery, Brewery Park, and other spaces. As a board member on Experience Olympia and Beyond, our County Visitors Convention Bureau, I recently proposed and created a tour to widely share our history. I'm happy to report that it was accepted and posted on their website. And Jason added a link. So Suzanne wrote me and she said, "Dear Angela, this is Suzanne Kofer. Do you remember meeting me with Peter Komet at the cemetery some time ago?" This was 5 years ago. "I remember you sharing your vision with me about bringing greater public attention to Tumwater's exceptional history. Today, I read the city newsletter and learned about your accomplishment. I was thrilled and had to send you a message. The site where the public can do a digital search, this is on the city website, of the cemetery is to find a grave is amazing to me. I am so proud of you and know hours were spent bringing about the realization of your dream. It is something many in our broader community also have dreamed of. Many thanks for your focus, your dedication to achieving this goal. Will there be signage coming to the I-5 corridor announcing the historic sites in Tumwater?" And I also read on the city website that a grant was awarded to the city to make further cemetery improvements. What are the details and timeline for this work? If volunteers are needed, let me know. I am 77 years old now, but still have a little left to help my community, especially a project I spent a great deal of time working on while I served on the council from 1990 to 1994. So to the Parks and Rec, to staff, and to this team here, congratulations. That was I just had to share that with everyone in the community.
Thank you, Councilmember Jefferson. Now, Councilmember Gabi would like to say something.
So the city of Tumwater is not the first European settlement in the state of Washington. Vancouver, Washington is. It's named after Captain John Vancouver, a British explorer. But we keep saying that Vancouver is the first settlement in the state of Washington. It's not Tumwater. I rest my case.
Okay, well, you know what? Councilmember Whedon.
I'm going to keep it very short. I did not have any committee assignments. JASCOM has canceled theirs, and so has the VCB. I did attend Rebuilding Together on May 2nd, and I got to work alongside Pete Komet and was attacked by all kinds of blackberry bushes. So that's it. That's all I got.
I mean, I think that's a great way to end.
Yeah.
Any additional business or any other clarifications on anything else? I think Councilmember Gabi said it best with his microphone off. He's done. So meeting adjourned at 8:27. Thank you so much, everyone.